Let's talk about the vibration of trusting the universe, trusting that everything will be okay, that everything will work for you, and that you can just know that you are safe. You are actually totally safe. Everything is okay. So, yesterday I was sharing with you 6 things you should know about this full moon, and the last thing was trusting the universe. And when we are talking like trusting the universe, it's quite spiritual statement. So we could also say trusting yourself, trusting your body, whatever you're doing, your body is capable of doing it. But also trusting your mind, trusting your soul, trusting that the energy is always providing you everything you need. If you know exactly what you want, if you know exactly what you're working on, what you're doing, if you have this precise vision of the future and you know where you're going. So it's truly important to understand this and to know like what you're doing. Most people are kind of lost. One day they're doing that and one day they're doing this, and so many distractions are here, so it's so easy to be distracted. And actually all the social media, everything is designed the way to distract us. So what is happening really in our brain when we are distracted, we are down regulating the work of the long term memory cells. So it's much harder to focus for a long time onto certain thing. And what we are doing when we are talking about the vibration of trusting the universe, it means that we are actually training ourselves to stay longer in the state where we just know that everything will work well. So the vibration is also a state of being in trust. And we need to learn to stay there. Firstly, to experience it, but then to stay there. So how we can experience the vibration of trusting the universe? Let's talk about it. Because it's an amazing time. Like when we just know that everything will happen, and for example, we are working on a certain dream and we are truly dedicating our time to it, and we're doing everything which would support that dream. For example, if your dream is to create a YouTube channel, let's talk about it, because I will share my story when I started it, all the fears that came in and all the challenges that I needed to move through, and how I was separated from trusting and how I was getting back onto the level of trust and so on. So, for example, if your dream is to be a YouTuber, to create a YouTube channel where you will be able to share something, your passion, whatever it will be, and as soon as you start thinking about it, all the fears come in, like what people will think about me, what I don't know, people will say, what if it will not work for me, what if that channel will not be successful, or whatever. There's so many thoughts which will come in. So firstly, when it comes to trust, we need to identify the thoughts which are actually pushing us away from that, which are awakening fear, and which are actually trying to prove to ourselves that we can't trust because it's not possible for us. So what are the thoughts which are blocking you in order to trust a certain process? Identify those thoughts, because those are just thoughts, those are programs from the society, from people that told you that you can't do it, and reasons why you can't do it. That's why you can't get onto the vibration of trust. You know that when we are on that vibration of trust, everything is just flowing to us. We are like without blocks moving through life, and everything is just happening really well, and we are manifesting all the things, and everything is kind of beautiful. We are still dealing with challenges, the same as everybody else, but we just know, we are not so afraid, we know that everything will work well. Even we need challenges to grow. Through challenges we grow, so we need them, but we just trust that everything will work well. So the problem is that when we're thinking about why things can go wrong and how many things can truly happen, we usually stop there because we trust the thoughts. We trust the thoughts more than we trust the vision of the future. And I love to say that create your vision of the future more important than any memory, any thought, anything that you've heard. But it's really hard to do so. So, when you identify the thoughts, like from where you know those thoughts, where you have heard them, like when you know from where those thoughts are coming from, you will see, okay, those are not my thoughts. It's not me. I will stop identifying myself by those thoughts because those are just thoughts. It's truly not me. But if you're reading like self-help books or spirituality or books about anything, or listening podcasts, or listening some positive informations or affirmations, you've probably came across a moment where you're thinking positively, but you're still not changing. You are trying so many different methods, but you still can't trust the process. The reason for that is because the mind and the body are separated at that moment. So you're feeling this separation, like mind is thinking positive thoughts, but my body is not feeling them. So body is still in the past, and body is still experiencing fear. It's still experiencing this separation. So we need to connect mind and body again, because we know two states. Like one state is mind over body, and the other state is body over mind, where the body is giving an order to the mind. Hey, you should eat some food, you should do that, you should do that, you should do that. And we're mixing this feeling with intuition. Many times we think like intuition is speaking to us, but actually our body, the emotions, the programs from the past are actually speaking to the mind what you should do. And so we need to gain this connection back. And I'm here in the nature just because I feel more connected. I feel more connected, and I will tell you how we can experience this connection between the mind and the body. So, when we gain this connection, we feel more trust, and I will explain you why. We will get onto that vibration of trusting the universe. And right now we are truly supported, this full moon time. The energy that is present right now is truly supporting you to build that connection again, to create changes which will connect your mind and the body again. So you will get into the state where mind will be giving orders to the body, and body will be following the mind. So at that time you will be able to focus on positive thoughts, and body will experience positive emotions. It's simple to do when we get into that process. So how we can gain this connection back? Firstly, we need to relax, because we can't be stressed and think positively and at the same time experience positive results. When we are stressed, when we are like in worry how things will go, how things will happen, what is happening around us, especially now in this truly uncertain times, it's like body is in fight or flight mode, and it's the state where we want to run away from everything. We can't chill, we can't meditate, we can't feel positive emotions if we want to hide from everything, if we want to run from everything, or if we want to fight with everything. So we need to understand why it is happening. And it is happening because mind is thinking all the possibilities that can go wrong. We can see so many things, and brain goes into high beta brainwave state. It's truly a state where we are just looking from what we need to hide. Looking what can go wrong, looking into the problems and just seeing more of the problems, more reasons to hide, more reasons to fight. And the reason why meditation is so powerful, or nature is so powerful, or I don't know, there are so many methods for healing yourself, healing your mind, and so on. Why those methods are so powerful if you're doing them correctly is because your brain goes from beta to alpha brainwave state. And we're talking a lot about it. What happens when brain goes from beta to alpha state? You become more calm, more parts of the brain starts communicating with each other, which means more energy in the brain gets more coherent, energy gets more coherent, and you experience more calmness in your body, more ease. And you become more aware not just of your environment but also of your inner state. You become more aware that you are actually safe. You're providing it, everything is coming from within. And the question is how we can get into the alpha state, right? If we are in the environment where we truly feel a danger, like we feel that everything is kind of working against us, the easiest way to go into alpha state is to firstly go somewhere where you will feel safe. It can be nature, like a beautiful place like this one here. You can go into the beach, or you can just close yourself into a room somewhere where you will not be distracted, just to reconnect. The problem here is when we are in beta brainwave state, we want all results fast. So we are hurrying up, we are running all around the place. We want everything fast. But when we get into the alpha state, we don't care about the time anymore. All we care is to stay in that calmness, to stay in that state, in that beautiful state. So when you will find the space for yourself where you will not be distracted, you will be able to calm down. So you will start breathing deeply and slowly. And what happens when you start breathing deeply and slowly? Body will experience a chemistry which will be like a signal for the body that it is safe. It is time to relax. It is time to chill. It is time to just be. It's a beautiful state. And at that moment, you're already getting onto the vibration of trust because you're not resisting anymore. It's our natural state is to be in trust, to be happy, to be creative, to be excited, but most of the times we are losing that state just because we are stressed, we are afraid, we are worrying, and so on. But when we get into that alpha brainwave state, when we are just breathing and maybe listening a little bit about like the nature, the sounds of the nature, or you're playing a beautiful music, you're getting into that calm state. So you're now in the alpha state. Maybe even by watching videos like that, it can put you into the alpha state. If you feel more creative, if you feel more relaxed, it means that you're getting into the alpha state. In that state, if you just think about that vision of the future, let's say now about that successful YouTube channel that you're working on, or that successful business that you're working on, or that book that you're writing, the painting that you're painting, the drawing, the whatever. If you just think about it in that state, you will feel these positive emotions. You will feel it, and at that moment, you will know that your mind is giving an order to the body, and body is experiencing emotions, and it is sending the feedback back to the brain. Like, I'm feeling good, just do more of that. Do more of what you're doing right now because it is working. So it is really amazing process. And that's how we are getting onto the vibration of trusting the universe. If we are then taking actions from that moment, taking actions from those emotions, we will create such a beautiful results. Just imagine, like each action is creating a reaction. We all know that. We are facing with it every single day. But if we are taking actions from those greater emotions of joy, of creativity, of happiness, of love, of inspiration, we will create amazing results and everything will just come to us. So that's how we are creating, that's how we are designing our lives. When we are on that vibration of trust, we don't care how things will happen, we don't care what can go wrong, we don't care what people will say about us. It doesn't matter anymore, because all that matters is how to stay in that state and what to create so we can share that state with others. And that's what is happening when we're talking about the Great Awakening. More and more people are becoming aware of it. More and more people are connecting to that vibration. This vibration is constantly present. It's not something like you need to experience a certain awakening and then you will get into that vibration. It's always present. Kids are always in that state. They just trust, they know. They're not asking like how things will happen and so on. And many artists, I'm saying artists because when we are creative, we are in that alpha state. So many artists, while producing their art, are in that state. Musicians, actors. When we are in that state of trust, we feel really good. And from science it was shown over and over again through different researches that when body is in that state of trust, in that state, in the alpha brainwave state, in the meditation or while creating an art or whatever, also cells in the body goes into more coherent state. The state where body starts producing more like healthier proteins, so we can experience more health in our bodies. It's all connected, and we can see like science in the past started separating everything, like heart science, brain science, this science. But now the new science is becoming aware that everything is connected. We can't separate heart from the brain and I don't know, whatever. We can't separate things anymore because everything is a part of one. And if one is working correctly, everything else will work correctly as well. So if mind is healthy, body will be healthy as well. But if body is not healthy, it's much harder to create a healthy mind. So we need to look from both perspectives. And if you truly want to get onto that vibration of trust, you need to know first what is separating you from there. What are the thoughts which are blocking you? Identify those thoughts. Think about the beliefs that are still blocking you. The maybe assumptions that are still blocking you. And think about them. Are they real? From where they're coming from? Or why are you still thinking about them? What are the new thoughts which could change those thoughts? What can be new beliefs which could change the old beliefs? New assumptions, the law of assumption. Neville Goddard was talking a lot about it. So assumption is just a certain belief which don't have a physical evidence, but you trust, you believe into it. And if we are believing into something, we can create it, we will make it happen, we will find a way to make it happen. Always. So it's nothing wrong with assumptions, but it can be quite scary if we have wrong assumptions and then we are like forcing ourselves into another direction, but we are not even aware of the assumptions that are not supporting our vision, that are not supporting our dreams. So when I started a YouTube channel and when I started thinking about sharing like myself, my own experiences, the first thought was what people will say. Then the second thought was what my friends will say, like people who knew me at the time as extreme sports athlete. Like many times in extreme sports there's a lot of ego, and when somebody say to you you're crazy, it's a huge ego rush, like yeah I'm tough and so on. What people like that will say when they will see like you're sharing some spiritual things and so on. Those are all fears and false assumptions, false beliefs. But I didn't quit because of those thoughts, because I've understood that it's not real, it's not myself, I'm not identifying myself by those thoughts. I will find a way how to overcome them. And it's not a thing that happens overnight. You know, we need to work on it every single day, and sometimes we feel exhausted, sometimes we feel like we want to quit. But if the vision of the future will be more important than any thought, any fear, any like anything which is blocking you from that vision of the future, you will get there. And we need to understand that sometimes we will have bad days. I have bad days sometimes. Sometimes I wake up and I don't have an inspiration to do anything. Sometimes I'm asking myself, is it truly worth it, sharing things like that? Is it truly helping people? Is it truly helping myself? Sometimes I'm asking those questions, but I know that it's a moment when I'm in low vibrations. As soon as I do something which inspires me, something which is connecting me to my passion, maybe it can be just walk in the nature, maybe it can be a run, a workout, or painting, or something I love to do, I get back onto the higher energy. And I feel inspired again. I feel the urge to share something with you. So it's all like we are all choosing on which vibration we are working, on which vibration we are moving through the day. And it's truly not necessary to stay on one vibration. You can get into the vibration of trust, but even when you fall off of it, you can get back on it anytime. Many times when you fall off of it, we think like, oh, I've lost it. There's no way. I've lost it. I don't know what to do now. But anytime when we will connect back ourselves to our passion, to the things that we like to do, or to the nature is always healing us. Anytime when we will connect back to that true self, we will get back onto the vibration of trust. And we will move through life like everything is working for us. Not that things are happening to us, things are happening for us. And on that level of awareness, we can see it. We can see the signs from the universe. We can see that everything is truly working well. So that's it, my friends. Have a beautiful day today. Enjoy this full moon. Meditate on it. Work on yourself. Think about what thoughts are not serving you anymore. Write them down and write new thoughts. Thoughts are like the programs in our mind. Create new programs which will be serving you. Think about what kind of actions you can change today. What will be the new actions that you will start taking today? It was like yesterday when I was sharing a video about six things you must know about this full moon. I also said to you that there are some actions and habits that I need to change about myself. And today I started my day. In the morning when I woke up, I went out for a run and then I did a workout outside. It was a beautiful weather. And then when I came back home, I did a cold shower. That's the thing that I'm doing every single day. And now I feel truly alive. I feel like that I'm back on a new track. Before that, I had similar habits, but still I was losing something. Something was not working for me anymore. And I knew that I need some changes. And today, I started my day with new actions, and I'm designing new habits from now to my future. I'm designing it every single day. I'm designing it. So we need to take new actions. We can't stay on the same level because the nature is all about change and we are the nature. We need to change as well. So don't be afraid of changes. Don't be afraid of stepping onto that greater level of yourself because you deserve it and you are worth it and you are loved. So that's it, my friends. I'm sending you love, I'm sending you blessings, I'm sending you power. Have a beautiful time and see you soon. One love.